The stock rocket launcher is probably one of the best TF2 weapons out there. Mainly because the amount of damage it does. You can do over 100 damage with this weapon. And since the clip size has 4 rockets, you can do over 400 damage if you hit all your shots. Now I know you have to be relatively close to your enemy to do 100 damage, but this is still really good. So because of this, there's not really any reason to swap this weapon out, right? Well, it turns out there actually is a reason to swap this weapon out. You're probably thinking that I'm going to talk about the cow mangler or something like that. Well, I'm not, because people actually use that weapon frequently, but a weapon I don't see that much of is the airstrike. And you're probably thinking I'm insane, since the airstrike only has a max ramp up of 96 compared to the 112 that the stock can do. And the base damage is even worse, since it can only do 76 compared to the stock's 90 damage. So by looking at this, it looks pretty bad. Because the airstrike is pretty bad by itself. By equipping another bad weapon, the base jumper, this gives you more airtime. And why is this so good? Because the weapon has an increased attack speed in the air, which lets you dish out your rockets way faster. But this still doesn't fix the fact that it can only do a base damage of 76. Well, every time you get a kill, you increase the clip size, which over time allows you to shoot your rockets out faster because you don't have to reload. And you can almost double your clip size with this. But you're probably thinking every time you do this you need to rocket jump, and that can cost up to 60 health. Well, luckily it has a minus 15% blast damage for rocket jumps, which means you can get rocket jumps for only 23 health. So when you get to the front lines, then you still have enough health to fight. And for your melee, I would probably use the disciplinary action because of the speed boost it gives when you hit your team members. So when you're done shooting, you can just run away by hitting your team members. Now there's one class that can completely counter you. Since you have a hugely decreased movement speed while using the base jumper, you are pretty much sniper's breakfast. And since they can do over 450 damage, it's just so easy to headshot and kill you. So rocket jump towards the sniper, shoot the rest of your rockets, and then undeploy the parachute. Because since you're going so fast towards them, it'll be pretty hard for them to get a clear headshot on you. And if they do get a body shot, it doesn't really matter as long as you're not 150 health or below. The main way this weapon shines is when there's huge clusters of enemies. Say, for example, there's a lot of enemies on the control point. If you land all of the rockets, then it will do a devastating amount of damage to them. It's also pretty good at taking out sentry nests, because if you land all 8 rockets, that will probably be too overwhelming for the engineer to repair it. As long as, you know, they don't have the Wrangler. And the final thing it's pretty good at is payload maps. If there's a huge amount of enemies pushing the payload, then it will pretty much destroy them. Now there's also a hidden downside when rocket jumping. There's a decreased blast radius when you're in the air. However, it's shown as blue on the weapon stats. So you pretty much adopt a new playstyle when playing with this weapon. And I would even go far enough to call it a subclass, since it's just so much different from normal soldier. And if I'm being honest, this is probably one of my favorite playstyles. It's just so fun to go up in the air and demolish your enemies. So if you've been playing soldier for a while, or if you're even just new to the game, give this loadout a try, and I'll guarantee you'll have a ton of fun with it. So don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, thank you guys for all the support, and I will see you guys next time.